Tuesday, 2 p.m. in Miami. Don, where is it? What time is it where you are?
It's 12 p.m. in Lakewood, Colorado. Another beautiful day.
Another beautiful day. Yes. And we love these beautiful days because Tuesday and Friday is LinkTank Day. And what that means is that Don and I are on for 20 minutes and we are sharing what's working, what's not. And the main objective is we come up with one concept, a whale of an idea, as Don likes to say, that you can utilize while we're on or as soon as we get off. No bullshit, no blah, blah, blah. I mean, we'll have some fun, but if you don't have an actionable idea, then you call up Don and I and say, you wasted my time. And you know what? We'll send you back your buck 380. We'll send you $1. No, we'll send you a Starbucks.
And we'll post your name on the next show with the dollar. But, I can't, Mike is so right. We've got some great information about to come to you, actionable things you can take advantage of and create an advantage for yourself. And I think that's the whole key is really using this platform to share things we're learning, things we've learned, but obviously things that apply and get results. So this is for the people who want to do it and get something for it.
Absolutely. So, Don, Don and I, we spent a lot of time together. You're going through some numbers, and I think it would be great to start out with a little bit of data that we can go into a little bit.
Oh, for sure. And most of this, almost all this data, you can Google yourself. So if you want to see LinkedIn trends or statistics, it's all there. I happen to be thumbing through it today. And a neat factoid I came up with is only 2.7% of the people on LinkedIn are over 55, where 60% of the people are between 25 and 34. And that should have a big impact on what you write and how you write, right? Because you're trying, you may be trying to identify with people like you, but you may not be in the majority and the people who really could benefit from you. And, one aside to that, what it also says is maybe there's a huge opportunity for 55 plus people on LinkedIn. So, those people who are not engineering it may want to say, hey, that's a niche that I can relate to and align with. So, yeah, those are two statistics. And the other statistics really just apply to the real lack of participation and activity on most people's parts, which allows another great runway for people that want to hit the fast lane.
Can I point out a triangle that's over my head?
Mm-hmm.
And now, that's part of a square. No, I want to part out this. I put this slide up in particular because you said a word that just flew by: engineering.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that you're incredible with. You engineered outrageous success on multiple platforms. And I think it's good for you to share eBay and Amazon. Like you literally engineered yourself into success. Like what was that all about? And what does that mean to you, engineer?
Well, it means really getting things in the right place, in the right order, in the right time frame. And they say luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And if you're prepared and you can identify an opportunity, and we talk about Gary Vee all the time and how he's always been at the front end of everything that turned out to be pretty major, is, having a traditional, maybe old school philosophy or attitude or experience. When eBay came along, I just saw how preferable it was to the retail model. And there was nobody there, kind of like LinkedIn. And when there's nobody there, anybody doing anything gets a lot of attention. And eBay, just like LinkedIn, was out there promoting people because you can't have buyers without sellers. And then, I mastered that. I started with $4 on eBay with my son. In a year, we were number one in tools, moved to Amazon, number one in tools second year, and kept going because we took the value and the strengths they provided and leveraged them. We didn't compete with them. We just aligned with them. And here's one thing that really worked. We communicated with them. I was on the phone every week with everybody I could find to learn, to endear myself, to offer myself. And one way that really got ahead is ask somebody what their biggest problem is. I might be able to solve it. And if they offer it to you, it's a big deal. You know, and that's how I conquered Walmart. I was one of 6 companies who were invited initially to be on their marketplace and was the only player that had unlimited reach on products. Everybody started out in shoes or tools or whatever. So anyways, taking that to LinkedIn, because everybody says,
That's
well,
engineering, but that it's a strategy with intent. And
well, there has to some arbitrage to it, right? To give an example, when I made it big in specialty retailing, I came to Denver from Detroit, and they didn't have zone advertising here. So you had to buy the whole newspaper to put an ad in the paper. Where in Detroit, if you're on the east side or west side, you could buy an ad. Well, I figured out if I put 6 stores just for the reason of leveraging the advertising cost me nothing more per store. And nobody can compete. And eventually I just saw an opportunity. So it's really seeing that one opportunity, isn't going to be there for long, but you can run through it and move to the next one. LinkedIn is identical. More importantly about LinkedIn, we're not talking product, shipping, freight, storage. We're talking
we're not
free
talking
ride.
warehouse, investment,
Oh,
operating capital,
people, you name it.
theft.
You work for everybody but yourself.
Yeah.
So coming around to this, that's why I think me and Mike are so enthused and excited. We're looking for vehicles, platforms in which to get this message out. But more importantly, there's people that tell you what to do, tell you how to do it, but they're not doing it. And if they are, they're not going to be doing it with you, right? This is a collaborative opportunity here, not only to learn, but to share. And we're open to comments. We're open to outreach after the call, before the call. We're full in. And that's what makes it so exciting. And the only way we can justify and create value is to present value, actionable value. Mike?
Yeah. So just a couple of things. I like listening to you. You've got so much great wisdom for our higher paying customers with our Done For You program. Every Thursday, we're meeting for an hour, and I always ask you for a wrap up because you've got a unique way of listening to all the conversations and then providing, really great, easy to follow concepts or philosophies. So the engineering success to me, like that's like a theme for today because basically you and I are working with people all over the world, and the reality is that they're using the spaghetti method, which is basically throw the spaghetti against the fridge and see if it fits. We got a little guy that's for Joshua. Caroline just taught him that trick because he likes spaghetti and butter, and she threw it, it dropped, he threw it, it stuck. And she's like, see, Mom, you don't know how to throw it. So not only does the spaghetti really ever tell you if it's done or not, but the reality is that the vast majority of people are using spaghetti tactics. And how do you know if you're using a spaghetti tactic? Because your data, it's a little harsh to put it out there like that, but your data will tell you. Like if you go to your post and you've got 1,000 people or 5 or 10,000, and then you do a post and you have 1 thumbs up, no comments, 0 engagement. It's like if a bear shits in the woods, does anybody know? And you don't want to be the person that puts the energy and effort in to do a post and nobody cares, because the objective is, hopefully for the most people that are on LinkedIn, is to build a network and then through that share, add value, become a thought leader, get into conversations, appointments, and make sales. We all can help grow our business as a group. So the reality check is, are you a spaghetti thrower? And that means that you're not engineering a strategy. So you can look at that and say, okay, where do I stand? And if the answer is I don't have the results, so obviously something's missing, then you have two choices. One, try to figure it out yourself, and that takes an extensive amount of time, energy, and effort. Or two, join us on LinkTank, and then as you'll see when I put this up here now, Don and I are launching a new program that is going to be a LinkTank mastermind program where we're going to build a community. It's, you're going to have to pay and make an investment, but we're going to spend time every week helping everyone radically grow their business as a group, sharing and helping everyone rise quickly, because you don't need to try to figure it out yourself. We're doing it. And we're doing it. Don's doing it for customers. I'm doing it for 60 customers. I think, I'll tell you the number. It's like a crazy number. Hold on a second. I'm not going to show it to you. But so far, year to date, we've generated with our customers 83 million views. That's year to date. January, February, March, April. It's 4 months, 83 million. That's quarter billion on a run rate. My target for our customers is I want to ring in for our customers 500 million views of their content. So this is a big person's game. I can't say big boy game anymore. It's a big person's game. Hopefully I can say person without getting attacked either. It's a big human game. That's safe, I guess. It's a big human game, right, Don? So you choose. You want to throw spaghetti, or do you want to really go in deep with strategies that work and then try them on and see what works for you? Today in particular, one of the things that Don's a master at, and I've gotten good at throughout the years, is headlines. And this is a area where like everyone needs to get better. I'm not saying even Don and I, we need to get better. A headlines job in a post, it's simple. Imagine you're driving down the street, and what's a stop sign do? It just one job. That's stop you. Your headline on your LinkedIn's post has got one job, is just to stop somebody. And then the rest of your post does the magic, whether it's a video or survey or whatever it is. So we thought today we'd get into a little bit of headline magic. And I'm going to share right now a free resource. Don and I are going to play with this resource with you. And then we'll allow you then to leave us and then go ahead and then fool around and get some great headlines. So let me zing this over here, and let me just go share over here. And the gentleman who created this for us is Neil Patel. Neil Patel is one of the great digital marketers, but this is the kick-ass headline generator. So it's pretty cool. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And I actually was working on this with a customer because this is what we do. There's a consulting meeting, and the headline is broken up into about headlines, numbered, how to, explanatory, strong, fun, DIY your headlines. So in this particular case, I said, look, your headlines aren't strong or controversial. And so fear sells better than pleasure. That's a copywriting fact. So I went over here and I basically said, let's look at what some of these are. And he is a leader globally with helping enterprise companies understand their purpose so the entire organization gets on the same page, produces better outcomes. So purpose was this word. What does purpose mean to you, Don?
Well, it means, intent and direction for sure. And, I think what needs to be really identified in what you just said is when you're looking at a headline, it's a distinct separation from your post. It takes a different attention, because if you don't succeed, it's like in basketball, you get one shot, and if you get it, you get the second shot. Well, if you don't get the headline right, the post isn't even there, right? When the person leaves, it didn't matter what you had. So if you just looked at it like I have 4 words, 6 words, a statement, or if someone was running by and you had to yell one thing to stop them, what would it be? So look at it like immediacy, urgency, because time is of the essence. People, I mean, look at your own attention span. How many articles do you stop and look at, let alone read? But the ones
Yeah.
who can do it, like you say, where it makes it stick, it can continue to do it.
Yeah.
This is disciplined.
Yes. So let's look at. I want to get us back over where that screen's the biggest. Okay, this is going to work. So first of all, I do not like the word purpose. It's too wishy-washy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So warning, even when you go this deep and like here's where you put the topic. So getting started um, on the path to purpose. That was the headline, and so it sounds nice. It reads nice. Getting started on the path to purpose, but at the end of the day, what in the world does that mean? Purpose. If you take the word purpose and you ask 20 people to define what the word means, you're going to get maybe 4 or 5 similar definitions of it. But the reality is that you doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. So that for one part of it to me is very wishy-washy. Two, um, you're missing the so what, right? So if I get, what does this say again? Um, if I get started on the path to purpose, so what? What's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen? I'm going to, have more people around the water cooler feeling good about themselves, or am I going to write a better business plan, or am I going to make more sales, or am I going to be able to use that to recruit more people or have my people stay, or am I going to have better quarterly board meetings? So this is the one of the biggest things that happens with people selling in general. It's features and then benefits, and the features are terrible because you don't want to sell features. Benefits are better, but weak benefits don't work. You need benefits that match the so what test. So what? So what if I get my purpose dialed in? Well, he's an expert, so he knows if you get a corporate purpose dialed in all these categories, that you'll recruit, retain, and you'll make more money. That's powerful, right? So that's one aspect of the conversation of headlines. But this tool is really cool because when you put this in, desired outcome, elevated performance. So that was another one of his words, but I would just say, okay, let's just make it more direct, more sales. So then it's going to say, okay, how does it fill that in? The precious thing. This is wealth, stamina, vegetable patch. They're giving you ideas, but the precious thing is it's not its purpose isn't the precious thing. Precious thing is I I don't know, efficiency. Just playing around with this, Don. And
Mm-hmm.
then, but this is what everyone should think about when you're putting a headline in, because you want to, like Don said, if no one stops to see it, then the whole thing's for naught, right? Undesirable outcome, subpar performance. So what about weak sales? Audience, business owners, something that could affect the outcome, lack of planning. So let's stop weak sales or declining sales. You play around with it, right? So if your headline is "Let's stop declining sales," so that's pretty different than saying "Let's get started on a path to purpose." So this, I think, is a very useful tool. This is what they call strong conversational. When you fill these things in on the left, then you can actually go over here, numbered list. We like these, right, Don?
Mm-hmm.
So here, look at this. You can just say, okay, I want 7, or whatever your number is. 7 ways to more sales. 7 ways to more sales. Number 2 is our favorite. That's super, right? Because then they're going to say, what the hell is number 2? You got to go down there. 7 proven methods for getting started on the path to purpose. Right? I still don't love that, but 70 ways to more sales, 7 hacks to more sales, 7 steps to more sales. You just need them to stop. But and then if you want to go into purpose and you're teaching your post, then you got them, right?
And I think the key is it, your headlines have to identify your personality and communication style. When I have a headline, it's more like bridge out, danger, or, where there's scarcity involved, like don't miss out. I mean, people reply to things that have a sense of urgency and a sense of relevance. And in today's world, everything is getting faster and more chaotic, right? People are looking for shelter from the storm. If you got the umbrella, you're going to get people who want to sit under it. But you got to tell them, hey, get out of the rain. I got an umbrella. Or hey, take this umbrella. That's, people want to do too much with too little too soon. It's like breadcrumbs. Get the first step to the second step to the third step, and everybody will keep walking up in a nice, elegant way. But it has to be inviting, but something that justifies a change. Because anytime you take somebody into a new direction or off course from where they were going before they met you, all of a sudden there's an accountability, responsibility, and expectation that I made an investment, right? Am I going to get paid? And I
Yeah.
think if that's where Mike always talks about making sure people like, know, and trust you, right? The best way to be trusted is to come through. Make a promise, over deliver, make another promise, over deliver, and pretty soon people are coming to you to get more value. And I think that's the headline. It announces the deal of the day, whatever that is. I've got it. Who wants it? Here's what it does for you, right? And from headlines, I did headlines going back again. I was the big top 10 newspaper advertiser in Colorado for 20 years. I was running double page ads 4 times a week with pickups and color. It was amazing, right? It was all co-op. It was, engineered to get recognition, but get sales. Again, taking that to LinkedIn, what do you got that's hot, right? What do you got in stock that's hot? What do you want to put out there to say, hey, today, cantaloupe's 20 cents, right? If that's what you're selling, and you'll move them. I think the people who take the passive, polite, they must feel they got 80 more years to get this done, and because of that, they can take that route. The other thing about LinkedIn, because it's in the early days, the more you can experiment, the more feedback and direction you'll get to guide you into the next offer. You never know what people's reaction is until you offer to them. And most times you'll be surprised yourself pleasantly to see you could have been more direct, sooner, faster with people, and they appreciate it, right? And I think a headline is efficient.
Yeah, and there's just so many gems when you get into these conversations, and what you're really talking about is interruption marketing and advertising. Like, we went LinkedIn live, so it gets announced, hopefully, and people are doing stuff, so we're interrupting them. LinkedIn's doing it for us, which is cool, and then they look at Don and I, and then it's LinkTank, and like we have a promise. The promise is, an actionable idea, one piece of nugget in the 20 minutes you're with us. So if we create a pattern of delivering, then we've built trust. Now, no and like, hey, it's up to you, but trust, we deliver. And then over time, people are like, yeah, I'm going to make time for the 20 minutes, because who wouldn't want to pick up, 1 or 2 tips a week to help them grow their business in 20 minutes? That seems pretty good. If you can't make it live, and watch the replay. Now, that's exactly what you're talking about. And, it's interruption marketing. That's different than, that's like any ad is interruption marketing, right? If someone's doing something, you're interrupting. Different from content marketing, where we're putting it out there. People are searching for the answer, result, and they see it during their own time. It's still important to, put out quality, ultra important, because you want to be the one that's chosen if they're doing research. But a headline is crucial.
Well, the
right?
headline is the front door. If you can't open the front door, like I say, whatever's behind it really doesn't matter. And I think one key point that Mike made, it's Don and Mike. Now that by itself separates us from every individual on LinkedIn. So anytime you pair up and you're consistent, I mean, tell me who somebody else's partners are. I mean, people appear with each other, but they don't have a consistent, ongoing strategy or program. And that was what LinkTank was meant to be: is Tuesdays, Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern. Mark your calendar, right? You can depend on it. Another way of showing trust, and trust is something that's easy when you know you're trading more value for less, right? You never have to worry. I just gave a guy $100 bill for 20. Should I trust him? You know what I mean? He should wonder, am I coming back to do some more of this? And that's the key. If you can value your product and discount it so low that it has real value without real risk, because everybody wants to go to heaven, nobody wants to die, right? So everybody wants the value, but nobody wants to pay the price. So if you say, okay, listen, I'll get you the value and I'll even sport you the price in the beginning. This show is free, it's available. It's 20 minutes of what we believe is the best we can offer every week. And someone has to look at their day and say, 20 minutes out of 24 hours, if I wasn't here, where would I be? What would I be doing? What would I be achieving? Right? And we're looking for the players who really want to go to work to really accentuate who they are, but more importantly, get to a future that they can attain that maybe wasn't attainable without the help of others. And this thing is going to grow like wildfire.
It is
You know,
growing. It is
yeah.
growing.
Well, it's
And
growing with us at least.
yeah, and the idea is collaboration. This is the it's we're 2022, and there's so many things that are different today about doing business than it was 10 or 20, even 30 years ago. And the biggest thing that I share and you share is we all can win together. And that's what collaboration is. Back in the old days, it wasn't like that. It was cutthroat, like you competition, and it was a zero sum game. I won, you lost. And the way that you and I started a relationship is you were crushing it on LinkedIn. I was crushing it on LinkedIn, and we got to know and like each other. We said, hey, let's just whatever. Let's just start a relationship, and something will come up that where it will create a win-win-win for everyone. And so our objective first always is to create a win for the learner, the audience, and then we're now saying, okay, well, let's figure out how we can even provide more value and service. That's LinkTank, the mastermind membership, and it will be released soon. So if you feel like, oh, Don and I are your horses that you want to ride, then the LinkTank membership is, that's a group you got to be involved with. Just message or text us and say, I want to know about it when you open and release it, and then we will. And then there's going to be incentives for the first people in. But just summing up from my perspective about what we spoke about today, Don, is really engineering success with intent. That to me really hit home. I love that. The importance of the headline is opening the door, and if they don't come in the front door, they're not going to see the inside interior of the house. And then collaboration. Those are my things for today.
Yeah, I think they're all great takeaways, and I think everybody can leverage them as soon as they get off the phone. Everybody could maybe, here's a little homework, review your last 10, 15 posts and just look at the headlines, right? And ask yourself how much more exciting or stimulating, or let's just put it down to attractive, it would be, not from a beauty standpoint, but from a tension getting standpoint. And to Mike's point, create a stop sign at your post, stop them in their tracks and engage them, with the headline, and then be smart. And the next level of words you put out there should be next step to it. And here's the thing. I think Mike touches on all of this, and it's great it's recorded because you can follow this and review it again if it's new to you. Is the thing to keep in mind is if you can't or haven't been able to do it to the level you feel you deserve, could we do it with you to help you get there? I think that's what you have to look at it. You plus the value of LinkTank and us. And what we're touching on is a lot of the superficial things. Me and Mike have some really deep knowledge and access to huge opportunities that one could leverage in time. But just like me and Mike's relationship, better to walk, get comfortable, give us a chance to get to know everyone. And in time, organically, this thing will grow because the value is inherent in it and will get even bigger with greater collaboration. So, stay tuned, but more importantly, get involved would be better than stay tuned.
Yeah, because we stay tuned to what we're talking about, get involved, take action, and then send us messages. If you want to be on the next Link Tank with a question, us to do a hot seat and break it down, send it in. I don't think you're going to stump us. Well, we'll say if we're not an expert in something we don't know, but give it a shot. Stump us.
Yeah, we love the challenge, and hopefully you're right. We love to follow as well as teach. So
Yep.
we're in it for the long term, and we're in it for the value.
Amazing. Well, Don, thank you, everyone. Thanks to our Link Tank fans and audience. It's growing every week. It's the iceberg effect. And something's weird about the LinkedIn data. They show us small numbers, but all of a sudden in the last couple, 2, 3 weeks, there's activity happening in reach outs and stuff. So don't get discouraged if your numbers aren't small, but you stop throwing the spaghetti. Get some really specific concepts that you can work on that already proven, and just implement. And we'll see everyone on
Friday.
Friday. Have a good
Thank
day.
you very much. Appreciate you all coming today.